questions for the student athletes, dismiss the student athletes, and then have questions for Coach Bianco. Coach, go ahead.
Obviously, a disappointing ending, for us, but just, it's hard to put into words, but just real proud of our guys. Many of you know the story. 3 weeks ago, nobody thought we'd be here, and they hung together and got one game, away from making it to Omaha, and unfortunately, we had to come here and played. Maybe the team that'll win a national championship, but certainly one of the best teams in the country. At a just an unbelievable environment, but just proud of the way what we've done, and it's just disappointing because it's a tough ending. Obviously today was all Arkansas, in every phase of the game. They were just so good offensively. And, Scroggins, out of the bullpen was tremendous and really gave them a lift, and we just couldn't figure them out. But it was just their day. They were real good today, and I'm certain that they'll do real well next week in Omaha.
All right, raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you for questions for the student athletes. Chip.
Cooper, what was Cody Skagen throwing today that you felt like he was very effective on, kind of keeping you guys off balance? What was he throwing that you thought was really good for him?
Well, obviously we knew Scroggins one of their best arms and kind of one of the better arms we faced this year. It's just an electric fastball, and he kind of has a 4-seam, 2-seam, and he splits it half and half. A little bit of a speed difference. 4-seam just has a ton of ride on it, and the 2-seam runs, and he's got pretty good location, and obviously the slider's pretty good. So, he was just locating his fastball. He wasn't missing up. He was, staying at the knees, and he just had an awesome day. And yeah.
For either of you guys, I know it's only been a few minutes since the conclusion of that game, but how are you able to process the season just from where you guys were a few weeks ago at Tennessee to the run through Hoover to the regional at home and where you guys are now? What are you able to look back on and think about kind of that stretch?
I think, my freshman year we weren't a very good baseball team. We competed in some games just because we were talented. Last year I think it was one of the better teams I've ever played on. It seemed like every game we were in, we never played bad, and I think this year was kind of a mix of both. We went through periods where we were just really dominant. We went through periods where it looked like we'd never picked up a baseball. But overall, just proud of where we are right now. Like Coach Bianco was saying, nobody really thought we'd be the last game of a super regional a few weeks ago. We had a 6-game losing streak, lost to Arkansas State in there. But we turned it on when we needed to. SEC tournament, regionals, and super regionals. I think we looked like a completely different team all year, and we fought, and I think we were really competitive and really confident in what we could do. So really proud of this team.
Yeah, Thomas, you guys were obviously getting to Wicklander, but then Arkansas's bullpen. Now those guys are all drafted, and so they're pretty good, but they didn't get up any runs. What do you see from their bullpen?
Just like Cooper said, electric arms. It's really hard to hit when they have a lead like that, and we got to do a better job of scrapping and getting better at bats. You can't just lay down like that when it's 6-1, 9-1, when the score's like that. But you got to give a lot of credit to them. They're running guys out there that can all hit 95 and above. They were all located today too, so they do have a really electric bullpen, like you said, and I think they're going to make it pretty far next week.
For Cooper, I don't think Arkansas had scored more than 5 on you guys in the regular season in Hoover. And then today, obviously they didn't do very well yesterday, but games 1 and 3, they had a lot of offense. What did you see different about them from their batters?
Just getting good swings off, ready for fastballs, and I think just the biggest thing is they were on every fastball that we threw, just about going in or out, and forced us to throw a lot of breaking balls. And I guess when everyone's swinging like that and swinging well, you string some hits together, everyone starts swinging differently, and the confidence just starts to build and build. And you saw it with them the first game, you saw it with us the second game, and back to them the third game. You know, hitting is contagious. So I think that that's a little bit of what happened day 1 and 3. But yeah, just aggressive, good at bats on the fastball and healthy hacks.
For both players, a lot of the guys in that locker room won't be here next year. So what's the emotion like? What was the emotion like after the game was over, knowing that this group, a lot of those guys won't be back?
You know, really haven't had much of a chance to think about it yet. But I know the way that, you know, our team works is, I mean, we let everybody know everything that we're thinking. And, I mean, I don't think anybody has any regrets about what we did. A lot of people have gotten close with a lot of people. You know, there's going to be a lot of continued relationships, baseball, outside of baseball. But, I mean, I think we truly, we loved each other. Even if it wasn't a guy that you were necessarily best friends with, we truly cared about everybody, and I don't think that we left anything out there. I don't think there's going to be any regret about any relationships that we had. I think we did it wholeheartedly, so I mean, I think it'll be rough at first, but I mean, it's something that you can hang your hat on.
Thomas and Cooper, if both of you would address this, given the way the scores had gone for the winning teams, the wind, the conditions, and all of that, did you think that today was going to be about the hitters, that you guys were going to have to hit well to win this game?
Personally, I thought, you know, the first game was all them, the second game was basically all us. I thought today was going to be a little bit of a mix. It was going to be more of a dogfight. But, you know, they got out to an early lead, made a few better swings than us. You know, they just kept adding on. You know, you got to give it to them. You know, they didn't stop. And I think that's what a good offense does. When you get up, you just keep going. So I thought today would have, if I would have predicted, it would have been a little bit closer, obviously. But you know, you got to tip your cap to Arkansas. Really talented team, and they really swung it this weekend.
Cooper, obviously,
Cooper, did you think this was going to be about the hitters today?
Yeah, I did. I kind of knew that with both guys throwing their, you know, Sunday guys, and the way that both teams had swung it the first 2 days, I knew that there was going to be an offensive day. And, you know, I wouldn't say worried isn't the right word, but, you know, anxious to be the team that got off to the hot start with the bats and kind of strung a couple, you know, threw the first punch offensively. And, you know, I think that they just threw a couple punches early and caught fire. So, yeah, I knew it was going to be offensive, but we just didn't put enough good at-bats together.
Cooper, obviously you and Thomas came in together. Just when you look back on 3 years, what do you think what will you remember about this class and what they accomplished?
You know, coming from up north, I came down here and, you know, what at first didn't kind of mesh with some of the guys, and I don't think that I understood a lot of them, and I don't think all of them understood me, and, you know, same thing with other guys. And over the 3 years, you know, these guys have grown into my best friends and people that, you know, I'll continue to have relationships for the rest of my life. And, you know, I couldn't have asked to be a part of something so great. And it's Oxford, Ole Miss, the team, the staff, managers, trainers, everybody has just impacted my life so much. And, you know, I couldn't be more thankful and proud of the way we've grown since I was a freshman and, you know, till now, you know, growing from boys into men and, you know, off the field and on the field. I'm just so thankful.
I was probably one of the boys that Cooper didn't mesh with.
Probably so.
Thomas, expanding on that, I mean, you and Gray and Houston, you guys play here together, but also played high school ball together. Has it kind of had the moment to sink in that you guys have been playing together for 7-8 years now, and this might have been the last one?
You know, maybe a little bit. I've been playing summer baseball with Gray Kessinger every year since I was 11 years old. I've been trying to add up how many games we've actually played together, and haven't gotten an exact number, but it's a little bit over 1,000. You know, I've been behind him second base, catcher, first base, wherever I could be. He was always at shortstop. I joke around all the time. I've seen him play less than 5 games at a position other than shortstop. But I think it goes beyond baseball. Gray's my closest friend that I'll ever have. I can tell him absolutely anything. He's truly my best friend, if not my brother. And I started playing with Houston when I was 13. So we've played 8 years of baseball together now, and Houston's been kind of that guy for me too. We've been to high school together, all that kind of stuff, and just seeing them grow as baseball players. It's really cool seeing everything that they've accomplished, and really proud of both of them for obviously getting drafted and all that. But just the relationship that we've built with baseball is just something that I will forever be grateful for.